Before the first boot hits the trail, Leslie Gulch already feels like a secret. The road drops into a canyon of orange towers, strange caves, and rock walls that looked carved by hand, but this place was built by fire. Millions of years ago, explosive volcanoes blasted this country apart. Later, native people traveled these drainages, fur trappers pushed into the Owyhee, ranchers worked cattle through these gulches, and one lightning strike gave the canyon its modern name. So today, we are not just taking a scenic drive, we are driving into an Oregon story made of volcanoes, survival, mystery, and desert beauty. Leslie Gulch sits in far southeastern Oregon, east of Owyhee Reservoir. This is high desert country, dry, remote, rugged, and easy to underestimate. There are no big visitor centers, no crowded boardwalks, and no soft edges. The road drops into a canyon of red, gold, gray, and orange volcanic rock, and suddenly the landscape closes around you like a fortress. For the traveler, it feels hidden. For history, it is anything but empty. The first chapter of Leslie Gulch is not human history. Approximately 15 million years ago, this region was shaped by major volcanic activity. Superheated ash, gas, and molten material blasted across the landscape and eventually cooled into a rock called rhyolite tuff. This is the foundation of these strange cliffs. The holes and pockets in the rocks are not random decorations. They are clues. Places where gases were trapped, where softer material weathered away, and where time slowly carved the canyon into towers, fins, caves, and windows. So when you are driving through Leslie Gulch, you are not just looking at pretty rock. You are moving through the hardened remains of an ancient volcanic event. Long before this place appeared on recreation maps, it was part of a much older human story. The broader Owyhee Canyon lands were known, traveled, and used by native peoples for thousands of years. Northern Paiute, Shoshone, and Bannock peoples are connected to this wider region. That matters because places like this are often described as empty wilderness. They were not empty. They were homelands, travel corridors, hunting grounds, and places of survival in a tough desert environment. Even the word Owyhee carries a story most visitors never hear. In the winter of 1818 to 1819, fur trappers with the Northwest Company entered this region. 3 Hawaiian members of that party were sent out to explore and did not return. At that time, Owyhee was an older English spelling and pronunciation connected to Hawaii. The name stuck to the river and then to the wider canyon country. So the Owyhee is not just a desert name on a map. It is a memorial to men who disappeared in one of the most rugged landscapes in the West. The name Leslie Gulch comes from a later frontier story. In 1882, a cattle rancher named Hiram E. Leslie was working cattle in what was then called Upper Double-Aught Gulch. A storm came through and Leslie was killed by lightning. After that, the place took his name. It is a small detail, but it changes how you feel about the canyon. This is not just a scenic back road, it is a place where weather, remoteness, and work could turn deadly in an instant. The name is not branding, it is a warning from the past. As ranching expanded through this region, these canyons became part of a working landscape. The road through Leslie Gulch was more than just a sightseeing route. It connected people, mail, freight, cattle, and isolated communities. Today, we roll through with cameras, GPS, and recovery gear. Earlier travelers came through with wagons, horses, and much smaller margin for error. That contrast is part of what makes this place powerful. Adventure here is modern, but the risk and remoteness are not new. And then there is life. Leslie Gulch may look harsh, but it is not dead. It supports raptors, chukar, quail, mule deer, reptiles, and California bighorn sheep. Some plants are extremely rare, surviving in the broken volcanic slopes where most people would never think to look. That is one of the best lessons this canyon teaches. The desert does not have to be lush to be alive. It just hides life differently. Every slope, every seep, every patch of shade matters.
You're the calm I need. I see light after all this waiting. You came out of nowhere when I was barely standing. Now I rise, and I feel something in the air. It must be you kind of care. Now I know you're all that I need. Yeah, you're all that I need. Oh, what I've been praying for. Looking back at the weight I used to carry, always waiting for the next thing to bury. But now I've got you to hold. See what you did to me. You're the peace I keep. I needed hope, but you gave me a whole new sky when you came out of nowhere. When I was barely standing, now I rise, oh, I rise, and I feel something in the air. It must be you kind of care. Now I know you're all that I need. Yeah, you're all that I need. Oh, what I've been praying for. I thought love was just a word they sold. Every promise left me cold. I've been burned, I've been a fool, but you showed up and broke the rule. You saw the mess and stayed around, pulled me up from underground. Now, never looking down. You came out of nowhere when I was barely standing. Now I rise, and I feel something in the air. It must be you kind of care. Now I know you're all that I need. Yeah, you're all that I need. Oh, what I've been praying for. You came out of nowhere. I'm finally there. Rising, rising.
So if you come to Leslie Gulch, come for the views, because they are incredible. But don't stop there. Come knowing that these cliffs were born from volcanic fire, knowing this land has native history far older than any road, knowing the Owyhee name reaches all the way to Hawaii, knowing Leslie Gulch was named after a rancher killed by lightning, and come with enough respect to leave it as wild and fragile as you found it. Because the best places in the West are not just places we visit, they are places we learn from.